So Matt, Eric, and I are at Rose Lake Wildlife Research Area, and we're just going to take a short day hike. It's Saturday, beautiful day out. Several people out here today. Trail looks like it's in good shape. How you doing, Matt?
So we're still headed straight on
How about you, Eric?
the trail we began on.
The trail that we're on right now runs east and west from Woodbury Road to, west, because we parked at the parking area off of Woodbury Road, all the way. I'm not sure what road is it. I'm not sure whether it's Upton or not, but we're headed towards the Rose Lake rifle range. There's a shooting range there, and on the weekend sometimes you can hear them target practicing. There's this little north spur, the west side of that, and there's some pretty good hills back there. It's just a short route. We're not taking that today. We're going to continue on this and then do the big loop to the north, and then see about doing the loop on the south. So we're real close to Laingsburg, just north of the Okemos
right here.
When I first started coming out here, I made the mistake of going to the left, but that just goes up to a flat, cleared area, kind of like a campsite up there on the hill. But you want to take the fork to the right if you're just doing the east-west long section. To the left goes down to what I call the south loop, about halfway through. That would be straight on, going to the other side, going west. And then this is north, going on the north loop, which takes you around by some swampy, flooded areas and the river. And this is the way we're going to go. We're going to go up here, loop around to here. We're going to make a decision whether we want to do the south loop. So we're coming to the next major fork in the road. This goes down by the flooded area, the big pond, and that's the route we're going to take. We've got a few tiny little water crossings to make. When it gets flooded and really wet, those areas are kind of difficult, and you absolutely need some hiking poles to get through that as you're walking on little logs and things across. If that is the case, you can come back this way and take this. This eventually arrives at the same place on the back side of this north loop, up on these, we'll call them bluffs. They're not that high, but that's kind of like the geographic feature, geological feature, or whatever you want to call it. And but this goes over the hill, takes a little shortcut, but comes out in basically the same spot. I've taken both trails are really kind of pretty. Right now. A little longer here to the right. Last time I was out here, it was all frozen over. Lots of snow on the ground. It was a great winter hike.
Hold up, Garrett's got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we got to stop for a potty break, I guess. This is the pond where we often stop and have a snack. We've got a couple of geese out there that were on the dike, and then they decided that they didn't want to share the space with us. So Eric, what do you think of the trail so far?
So far, the highlight has been Comet.
Comet?
Comet's a nice little dog.
Comet, I don't know if we got that on the video. There's Comet.
You have Comet's consent.
Here goes Comet.
I don't think Comet cares. This is kind of interesting over here. I've never seen so much water come out of here. I didn't even know this existed, but the water level in the pond must be pretty high.
Track that we're on right now.
Don't know where it drains to.
I believe
Goes all the way north to the next country road up that runs east and west, and there's a gate up there. We're not going to stay on this the whole time. We've got a little side trail that we're going to take here to the left. The way I remember it is you go by these open fields. You can see the open field back there. You go by both of these, and then there's this row of tall pines that I don't know if you can see in this shot through the trees there. Just past this row of pines is a trail that heads off to the left and goes down, and this is where you encounter those we'll call them water hazards. Sometimes they're really easy, sometimes they're dry, sometimes there's a lot of water and it gets muddy and a little tricky. So we just went past that row of pines, like I said, and maybe 30, 40, 50 feet beyond that, there's this trail. It's not real visible, so you got to look for it, but big flooded area. There's a little stream that runs through the center of it. When it's really flooded, you can't even tell where the stream is, but You can't really see it, but on the other side of all those dead trees, there's a huge hill, and we're going to be hiking along there. We're going to go down here and meander our way through this kind of swampy area, and then circle around this hill, and then up a little higher and around the back side of the loop. It's quite pretty out here. I'd have got them wet.
What about your camera?
I don't know. Are you guys coming across?
I don't think so.
I only got one stick.
You want me to throw you one of mine?
Yeah, I'll do it. Oh, dude,
You are gonna fall.
you know, I'm gonna try to see what's going on up over this way.
Like the same time next year.
You think so? But I mean, not as one.
The center right there is and that's where I had to get my feet just a little under the water.
Yep, I don't like that.
Whoa!
That was deep. That was deep.
How you doing on that?
I don't like it. I was gonna try moving this log here, but I can't reach down to grab it.
I should probably keep this rolling, shouldn't I?
Probably should, but this is about as far as my journey goes.
How are you going to turn around now? I would have gone back if I could have turned around.
Oh, I can turn around. Right here, it's fine. There was another log.
You didn't bring your saw, did you?
No.
Hey Eric, how you doing?
Enjoying the nature
Yeah?
of our planet.
Whoa, that's deep. That's deep.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, that's going over my boot.
That one's tippy.
Tipping toe through the tulips. Toe through the tulips.
All right, all in right there.
Don't go in, Matt, because the muck is deep.
No, I mean all in with that step. And there goes the boot.
You got water?
Yeah, oh yeah, I got a lot
I
of
have no water.
You're
You gotta
waterproof?
remember, I'm a lot heavier.
That's
Not by much.
Who? Than me?
Yeah.
No, you're the same. You're the same weight.
Am I really?
Yeah.
You're that fat.
Yeah. That's the truth. I mean, with clothes on, I'm, you know, 200 pounds, but
I want this branch to leave me
stark
alone.
wet and naked, I'm like 192, 193 now.
That'll make the YouTube cut. I like the way that feels.
it would roll back too.
Oh, I forgot this is the roller, isn't it?
Yeah.
Feel the
American
log.
Ninja.
Feel the log. Feel
American Ninja Warrior.
And everybody
man.
cheers!
it out.
Yay!
Chicken spinach wrap.
Ah.
Carrots.
Any other snacks or anything like that?
Snickers. Yeah. Banana.
And you, Matt, what do you have on the menu today?
I've got some dehydrated chicken, broccoli, Parmesan cheese, and Alfredo sauce.
You're on that low-carb diet, aren't you?
Yep. But I forgot my nuts.
So we're all
today.
sitting down having lunch right now. These are those kind of bluffs in parentheses, not quite a real bluff, but it sits pretty high above there's a little stream that flows through the flooded area that you're looking at right now. It's not a very big stream, and this is all the runoff. This dries up pretty Coming around back to the main trail after having lunch. Very beautiful area. I don't know if you can remember, but there was a fork in the trail before we hit all those water hazards. And this trail right here to the left is where that comes out. Coming down to this bridge across the river, up here on the right just a little ways. It's been a great hike. It's getting a little warmer out right now. Nice walking sticks.
Thanks.
Where'd you get those? Did you get those at REI?
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth gave them to me. And I will give them back when I'm finished.
You can see the bridge there through the trees. Okay, we're on our way back to the car on the main trail that runs east-west. And by this little swampy, almost like a little pond, but not very deep, just marshy, and you can hear the, sounds like frogs, doesn't it? And birds. So it's Sunday, the day after we just got done hiking yesterday, and I decided to come back out. Beautiful day again. I'm going to take a little different route. There's a loop that goes to the north that I talked about yesterday, and this is the path that we took yesterday. And I'm going to do the south loop. So just into the trail. You can maybe see those cars in this view. I'm headed generally south. I'm going along Woodbury Road. As we get further south on the trail, we're approaching Vermilion Creek. That was the creek yesterday that I looked on the map, and that's the stream that runs all the way around this area that we're hiking in right now. And it goes downhill, and you'll see where it really drops off down to another flooded area with the creek, but it starts to veer away from the road. And I don't know if it's going to come out on the video, but if I go down there's big flooded water. I'm guessing you're not going to be able to see it on the video, but Vermilion Creek is down at the bottom of that low-lying area. It travels all around good hills area that we're hiking on the south part of the trail system, and I think this kind of maybe helps you see the depression more. And it goes down, and I'm wondering, you can see the water down there. Even before the spring foliage, it's really beautiful out here. Again, it's another absolutely gorgeous day. This area is kind of neat, I think, anyways, because you come around the bend that I just came around, and all of a sudden, even in the fall and early spring like we're in, there's all this greenery, and it becomes more vibrant in the spring as time goes on. I don't know what they're called, but nice green against the background of all these browns, I think is quite pretty. So we've come to our first fork in the road, and we'll continue on. The right goes up and over that little hill, and the left veers off kind of a hard left here. And I don't know if you remember, but yesterday when I said we came to the cross in the road, I believe that the fork here to the right comes out, and that's about halfway along that east-west main trail right there. So if you wanted to take this loop and go back out to the cars, you could take this fork to the right, and that would get you back on the main trail, and you'd be 15 minutes back to the cars. So this way I would estimate maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes back to the cars. And the fork to the left that I'm going to try today goes through some pines that I think you can see off in the distance through the trees over there. And much further to the west, this one comes out by that bridge about 2/3 of our way through the hike yesterday that we came across. And looking on the videos last night, that didn't come out very well. You really couldn't see the bridge through the trees, but I'll get a better picture of it today. There's only one really low-lying area that's often wet, So it's not too far that you come across this low-lying area, and this is the best chance for having wet boots on this south end of the trail. However, yesterday when we got to that bridge area, I did notice that was pretty swampy there. I've never seen it like that before. You usually don't have that problem, but it's going to be fairly easy to cross today. I don't know if you can see it there, but the muck, it's not very mucky here like that first crossing we did yesterday. And you've got plenty of branches laying here to navigate your. We're approaching this with pine forest right now. I guess forest is an over-exaggeration. A grove of pines, or a little bit of a whatever you call it. I like pines. I like walking through them. Something about it. Tall and straight all together, dense. There's always a thick bed of cushy needles on the ground. The smell. That what I called a kind of a pond slash swampy area towards the end of the day yesterday that we crossed. I think you can probably hear this on the audio, the background noise of all of those frogs yesterday. I didn't catch it on video, but because it was pretty sudden. Yesterday on our walk back, we spooked out some deer. There were probably 5 or 6 of them that made a mad dash through the woods. It's amazing how silent they can be, running full tilt. So that light colored area that you can see through the trees over there, we were on the other side of that, as I was saying earlier. And we have more water over here. And if I remember right, you don't have to, the trail circumvents that. So this is the main trail that heads east and west. And the road the other day, when I couldn't think of the road name, it's Peacock Road, not Upton Road, it's Peacock Road, that the trail eventually ends up on in a parking area that's just like the parking area that we parked in, and I parked in today. This is really, really high. This trail leading up to this bridge, pan back here, is almost, I've never seen it that wet before. And I've never been out here when the water level is almost even with the ground that this bridge is built on. But this is Vermilion Creek. And yesterday, I don't know if you can see up there high on that hill, just around the corner is where we had lunch the other day, and we came down to meet the trail and then head back to the cars. It's not much longer. If you keep on going, I'm not going today, but it's not much longer that you arrive at that parking lot, and then you're right there at the shooting range. Being Easter morning, I don't believe Doesn't sound like the shooting range is open because usually on Sundays it's pretty popular. I think this is a really beautiful section of the trail. These gentle ups and downs make for interesting terrain. Beautiful woods. In the fall and spring, I love how the vibrant green colors of all of the evergreens contrast with the bare deciduous trees, and then throw in some decaying trees that are sometimes almost bleach white. Makes for interesting scenery to look at. Well, this is just about where we had lunch yesterday. I think I'm gonna stop in relatively the same area. I'm getting kind of warm today. The car ride here said 45, and I bet it's gone up a degree or two. Yesterday when we hiked, it started in the mid-30s, and by the end of the hike, it was just above 40. Go out here to this overlook, take off my pack. I think you can even see Peacock Road from this little section here. There's even a little trail down to the water. Peacock Road over there in the distance. Well, I've stopped to have a snack and shed a few items of clothing here. I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you the pack I'm using. It's the Gregory Z25. I just got it last year. Had the chance to take it out on a few trips and absolutely love it. It's a very, very comfortable pack, and it's not too big and it's not too small. It's got this front pocket here that you can increase the strap length on it. Two generous side pockets that stretch a good ways. Small pocket at the top here for putting like wallet and change and things like that. It's not too deep, so you don't have to go digging for it. The shoulder straps are very comfortable. Not much of a hip belt, but with a day pack you don't really need that. I like having the waist fastened so the pack doesn't jiggle, and it takes a little bit of the weight off. It's actually got somewhat of a frame. There's an aluminum stay that goes around here, and it's got this tightly stretched mesh, so what your back is touching is something that air can flow through. I guess it keeps you a little cooler even on those hot days, but it's been a good pack. I like taking it snowshoeing because it's big enough where I can put a down parka in it after I've built up some heat and take it out easily, and I can carry a nice sized lunch and enough water and a little stove for some coffee and tea. So I really like it. Recommend it. Right now was the trail that we came back on when we're just after lunch. Right here you go down a dip and back up on top, and that's where we were. I'm gonna take this fork in the road. This is just after I'm about 50 feet further along the trail from where I took off my vest and had a snack. We're going to end up basically on the same trail, but instead of running along the Vermilion Creek and kind of up and down the hill and hitting those water areas yesterday that we had a tough time crossing, I just don't want to deal with that today. So we're going to go up and over the hill. There are two routes that you can take and up and over the hill. This is the further one from where I was at the bridge. If you go back along the trail that I came, there's another trail that goes off to the left that I mentioned yesterday, that you take a shortcut. And so this joins up with the trail that we were on yesterday before we get to the pond and all those flooded areas. So I'm headed south along this huge marshy area. The trail will come out at what I called yesterday the big cross, where you can go south, north, where I am, of the main trail, or continue on straight to the bridge that we were at just a little while ago. But I stopped. Frogs are really loud. I'm on that little loop I was describing yesterday. And there's one access to it. The east side of it, when you just get into the woods coming out of the parking lot. This is the west part of it, where it intersects with the main trail. I'm not real familiar with this trail. I've only taken it twice. Once was several years ago, and once was, I think, last year in the winter. I came around here, so I don't know too much about it. Wasn't planning on doing this, but it's such a beautiful day and I'm feeling good, and we're gonna give it a try. Did I mention I love walking through pines? Makes me think of one of my favorite YouTubers. His real name is Sean Emery, but the backpacking community, specifically the hammock backpackers, all know him by Shug. Shuggity Shug. Crazy guy, lots of fun to watch. Highly recommend his videos. Knows what he's doing. This is a great trail.